Hello everybody, welcome back to another devlog on Illmatic Craft. Today I will be showing you, just like all the other devlogs, what I've actually been doing or have done in the SkyGen. Now I'm not quite sure what devlog we are on now, but anyway, let's just get straight into it because I think I spend too much time yapping. So yeah, let's just get straight into it, into what I've added. If you haven't watched the previous devlogs, again, watch them. I have a playlist full of them. So there's not actually a lot that has happened since the last devlog, mainly for a lot of reasons. Time, also the fact I was sick and other stuff. But either way, I think I really need to get onto this because, not gonna lie, the release date is coming very closely and I have started to see how many weeks I have left. It's like a month before I basically have to release it in a way, and I need to get it done, this server done before that, so I can obviously set up all the other things that needs to be done as well. But let's go and show you exactly what I've actually done. Now there's a couple of things I've done, which is one of the things, always bug fixes and changes and stuff like that. But obviously we're not going to show you that. I'm just going to show you the main thing. So the main thing I've done is actually this pulse right here is basically done, well, sort of in a way, but it now starts to look complete. So if I actually go in here, I say it takes a while to load everything now in this. Anyway, but yeah, as you can see, now it's loaded. You can see, if you remember on the last one, there was none of this really here. Well, there was, but not the scenery. So as you can see, I basically placed all the trees down. I've also placed a big mountain. There's also a building over there, but we'll get into that. I've also gone and added this new thing right here as well, which is a little market coming soon. This market was done ages ago, like months ago. So I've actually finally added it in here. This is a future update that will be added, so that's why I've added it. I quite like the area. It's pretty nice. So yeah, obviously, as you can see right here, I've placed a bunch of trees down, all the grass as well, rocks. I've done a massive mountain. This mountain is very big, but the reason why is because it's trying to hide the fact that there's spawn right behind it. There is some places where you can actually see spawn, but yeah, anyway, as you can see, trees everywhere, stuff like that. But obviously, I've been trying to avoid the big elephant in the room, to be honest with you. But if we obviously walk down here and look up, as you can see, there is a very big building over here, and this is actually Rebirths. As you can see right here, here it is. Now obviously Rebirths is a pretty cool system. I'm not going to tell you much about it, but the story or the lore behind it is some evil people that want to take your souls, and obviously the village, which is this entire place right here, don't actually like the idea of them taking your soul. So obviously that's why this building is very segregated from the entire like village, and it's up on a mountain. It just doesn't fit the theme. As you can see, it just doesn't really fit in. That's almost the idea that they're left out, that the village don't want anything about these people that take your spirit. But yeah, as you can see right here, it's not done, but it is basically mostly done. As you can see, we've got a nice sort of like mountain that goes up. I'm going to tell you what has been added to this, but also what I'm going to be adding, because again, I did not have a time to finish this entire building. None of the systems, by the way, the rebirth systems aren't a thing yet at all. I haven't even started that. But yeah, anyway, we'll get into it. With obviously the mountain, it goes to green, a nice green, then to a moss, then to just grey basically. So as you can see right here, obviously the idea of this is the more the mountain goes up, the more deader it gets. We've obviously got the main building itself. We've also got fire with the buildings, which is pretty nice. As you can see, we've even got a little like thing up here, whatever that's called. It's almost like the Eye of Sauron. I think that's what it's called. Not really called Watch Lord of the Rings, but I think that's almost, it almost looks like that in a way. But yeah, as you can see, I'm pretty happy with this. I tried to put a lot of detail. I think there could definitely be more detail that could be added, but I don't know. I am pretty happy with this. Also, over here you can actually somewhat see spawn as well. Ooh, yeah, you can see. So hopefully no one gets that far. But yeah, obviously it does. I do quite like the shape of it and everything. It does look pretty nice. So yeah, and obviously here is the entrance. You go in, there is nothing yet. But obviously that will be, again, what's going to be happening in the future. This is going to have a full interior with like obviously all the systems that comes with Rebirths. You can also see on the outside there are also a bunch of gravestones. These are obviously like the spirits in a way. Obviously all the people that have obviously sacrificed a soul to these people. They're basically there. Obviously they're not all the gravestones aren't been added, but obviously you can see there's a bunch of gravestones that has been added everywhere. They'll all go and be textured, and they'll be adding a bunch of stuff as well. For example, I have an add-on which is a furniture one, and if I search up skeleton, you can see we've got a bunch of these. Obviously these will be scattered everywhere, and it just won't feel like a nice place, which is exactly what we want. We don't want the Rebirth to look like a nice place. As you can see right here are all the gravestones as well, which is pretty nice. I've done small all the way to large. I'm guessing the large is obviously like more important people, but I don't know. Obviously I haven't decided exactly the lore behind this, but yeah, here is the entire building. It's basically what I have been doing. It has taken a long time to make this, to build, because it's such a weird and organic shape. Obviously got a bunch of detail in the sort of things, but also the main thing that you probably might not notice, but the entire building has a gradient actually. Obviously you've got deep slate, it goes all the way up to deep slate, as you can see, and it starts to get darker and darker, like all the way up to blackstone. And obviously that's why it took quite some time, because also all the like these bits as well is also gradient. Now yes, it's done with world edit, but again I still had to spend some time replacing all the stairs and stuff like that with the gradient again with world edit, but because of how big the building was, it took many tries and loading, and just, oh my god, a couple of hours just texturing this. But again, I think it does look really nice, especially with the fire. I do quite like that. Obviously when you're inside, obviously you will not kind of see the windows now, so again the windows will somewhat be fire. You kind of can't look outside them, but obviously you can see the glass also has a fire sort of look as well. Oh, you can actually see outside, but doesn't matter. But yeah, as you can see right there, this is the entire building basically done. I am pretty happy with how it turned out actually. Again though, the outside is not done, the inside is not done. Again, a full interior. The outside, there'll be a lot of dead stuff, to be honest with you. For example, dead trees. I'm thinking of taking these trees right here and completely getting rid of all the trees, or all the leaves should I say, and place all them trees down. Maybe do some really dead curved trees that they're just like, honestly, we obviously want nice trees going up, and then when it gets to this area, it's just a bunch of dead trees that just obviously don't really feel that great in the area, and just feels just lifeless, which is the exact idea of what I want. Because again, we want to make this place just a place where nobody wants to go in a way, because that is the whole point of sort of the lore behind this. So yeah, that's obviously the main thing I've done. There's probably a couple small things I've added here and there, but obviously the main one was this mountain. As you can see, the mountain is honestly pretty big. Like, this area is very big. Like, look how big this goes. It goes all the way up here. It's definitely a very big mountain. Definitely I could add a couple of things up here, to be honest with you. Obviously we've got a mountain all the way here, and the mountain is basically around the entire perimeter now of the shop. Something else small I have done actually, which if we go down here, you will actually see there is now border blocks, and there's border blocks around the entire thing, like the entire thing. So that basically stops anybody from basically getting past these mountains and then getting up here and finding the end of the world. So obviously the borders are like about here, so the player would stop there and they will never know what's past there, which obviously the idea is to basically make it feel like this world is endless. But obviously when you go up here you find out it's not, but obviously you'll never get past there. I mean, obviously if you somehow glitch out there, then I mean that is hacking, I'm guessing. So obviously that could be bannable, but either way the average person won't obviously go past here because of the barriers in place. Anyway, that is basically what I have basically been doing. I've obviously added a couple of things here and there, you know, like a bunch of bug fixes and stuff. So yeah, which is pretty nice. Obviously I've already spent my first week on the Rebirths. I want to at least spend like 2 weeks on this. Well, not at least, I want to spend just 2 weeks on this Rebirths, because again, Rebirths is a very big system, so obviously it will take a lot of time, but also the fact that we can't spend too long on Rebirths. But to be honest with you, I definitely feel like I might not be able to get Rebirths done in 2 weeks, to be honest with you. I'm really going to push, like really going to push about this. Because obviously there is cutscenes with this, and I have to write a script for the cutscene. I've actually started to write it. Again, this is something I've been doing behind the scenes, but obviously I have been writing the script for this. Because again, I want to just follow a script, so when you do the tutorial or the cutscenes for these Rebirths, it just feels purposeful. It feels like there's lore, and I really can't wait for it. Like, I really can't wait. I'm not going to spoil any of the cutscenes, because if you want to see the cutscenes, grind the SkyGen and watch them. The tutorial will be pretty cool as well. We'll obviously have dialogue using the text to speech. I would love to have music, but finding out that music doesn't really work like that with the camera command. The camera has to be near where the music is being played, which is not good. So obviously I don't think the music will be a thing that I can do, sadly. If you have ideas on how I could play music and potentially dialogue in a way, that would be really good. I love to have like dialogue, absolutely love it. If you have ideas on how I can do that in Minecraft Bedrock Edition only, please tell me, I would love to know. Also, I'm going to see if I can try and I want to start adding a bunch of YouTube shorts as well, but with how close this server is to done, releasing a bunch of shorts is going to just get this server popular. Especially the fact I've noticed that these videos don't get many views to compare to shorts. I mean, obviously shorts usually gets more views. These videos don't get as many comments as YouTube shorts, or as my YouTube shorts on this channel. And also, most importantly, these videos don't get as many subscribers as YouTube shorts. So I am definitely need to start posting YouTube shorts. Also, if you want to play this on release, please consider subscribing, because in the future, when I've obviously got this and feel confident on the release date, I'm going to do a little mini trailer that's probably not going to show you like the gameplay and stuff, but more of just the looks of everything. And then at the end, it will obviously show you the exact date it will come out, so you know exactly when this server will actually come out. So yeah, which is pretty nice. And then obviously after that, then it will follow up with, in the future, an actual release, well, not a release trailer, but actually an actual trailer for this, showing off the entire server, gameplay, or stuff like that. Obviously that doesn't really matter, that's just to advertise the server. But yeah, please subscribe so you don't miss that video when this server will actually be released, because it is getting ever so close to done. If I can obviously start finishing, especially like Rebirths is the main thing, where I can start getting Rebirths done. Honestly, I could say that this server, it could be very done in like next month, but obviously we'll have to see where this goes. So yeah, and I will, obviously this is a very short video, there's not really much to show. Obviously this is the main thing. I mean, this took a long time. The board around here took a surprisingly a long time. So yeah, and obviously this building, because of how intricate and just everything everywhere sort of deal. Yeah, this took some time as well, but also the fact that obviously I was sick and other stuff as well, which was in the way. Sadly, couldn't completely put like 100% focus on this, but I'm going to put 100% focus this week. Hopefully next week I will show hopefully this system almost done, or basically done, or even more. I don't know, but again, hopefully I can really start to get Rebirths very close to done, potentially have a script. I don't know, because obviously once you have a script, all I have to do is just follow the script with the cutscene. It'll be extremely simple really. The hardest bit will be the camera command. But that is basically about it for this devlog. Again, there's not really much to show, which is a bit unfortunate, but again, this is the entire devlog. Obviously this is the build, very short, but as I said, work in progress, and this is obviously the biggest, or one of the biggest features that is going to be a very, very important feature for this SkyGen. Without this, there's no replayability. So obviously if I add this, you can replay this game over and over and over again, because this Rebirth is what's going to unlock the end game stuff and the stuff that is further along this SkyGen timeline. Comment down below if you've got some suggestions or things, especially like the facts of the cutscenes. I would love to, for somebody to tell me about the music and the dialogue. Obviously I know you can add custom music with music discs, but the problem is about them is there can use music discs in this server. which means that you can start accessing these custom music discs, which I don't really want. So obviously I do need some other way to do it, and then obviously potentially voice lines as well, which could be even cooler. And then obviously that means I could add dialogue and voice lines, which would be amazing. Not gonna lie, I would love that. So please do get some suggestions about these cutscenes to make it, honestly, hopefully the best cutscene, and suggestions about the server as well, so obviously I can potentially improve this server before it releases as well. Subscribe if you don't want to miss the release of this server, and I will see you in the next vlog. Goodbye.